But if you put the cryptocurrency in the bank, it's not yours. You gotta make sure you hold on to your cryptocurrency. Is you put it in a bank or put it in an exchange, they give you a little piece of paper, just like the dollar bills. So, what they do is they get 100 of your cryptocurrencies, and then they make 200 pieces of paper. They give it away. That's all good until everybody comes back and says, give me back my cryptocurrency. And there's 200 these little pieces of paper, and there's only 100 cryptocurrencies. So somebody ain't gonna get their crypto. All you got is a piece of paper. And that's just like a dollar bill. They keep making more and more of these dollar bills. Now they're fancy, like they got a little plastic strip. They have lots of different funny colors on the front of them. And they got a little window where you can look up to the light and see Benjamin Franklin. But it's just a piece of paper. I can't tell you.
Hello, Dino.
He's a tech-savvy guy, gonna show you the way. You better load your bags, cause crypto's here to stay. Listen up, gonna teach you about this and that. But he's just a goofy guy in a straw hat. So join in and have a laugh. It's gonna be a good time, that's a fact. Information and crypto parodies. Sit back and enjoy the show. You just never know which way you'll go. So get ready for Digitspin Crypto.
So Dave Dolge, he goes, should I swap my 100 Litecoin for Electroneum? Dave, I absolutely will never tell you what to do. It's not my business to tell you or give you any financial advice of what you should do. What I will recommend to you is to research more into Electroneum, see what they're doing, so that you can honestly feel, do I own Litecoin? I personally don't. I look at Litecoin and I say, what is this function? Where is it used? Who's building it? And what you find out, it's just Charlie Lee in his spare time tinkering with it. What was his function? Well, it was kind of just something for him to do, and he made it, and then they basically test out the Bitcoin upgrades on the Litecoin first, make sure it works before they put it on Bitcoin and mess up everybody's money. They've tried to set it up with the Lightning. They're trying to set it up so you can integrate it, but there's nobody there to code it, and there hasn't been anybody that really has come up from the public, because it's a community coin. Anybody can write stuff for it. How I personally see it, will Litecoin make you money? Yeah, it could. Will I put money into Litecoin? I'd rather just own the Bitcoin. I'd rather just buy the Bitcoin. If you're a trader and you know what you're doing and you know when to buy it and when to sell it, you can make some money on Litecoin. That's great. I don't do that because I buy and I sit on it. I put it away. I ain't time for trading and anything. And why would I buy Litecoin, which is a simulation of Bitcoin? I'd just go buy the Bitcoin. Now, that doesn't mean that your purchase isn't a good one. You may have particular fundamentals and things that you like about it. It's important to you. It tickles your fancy. So therefore, it's worth it for you to own them. You know, people collect these pogs, and I collect little non-baseball cards. It's just a piece of cardboard with a print on it. You know, supposedly it's worth $50. I don't know if it's worth it. I don't know if I could ever get $50 for it, but you know what? I like it. And I'm glad I paid $20 for it. And I could care less. So what's good for you is what's good for you. That's if you want to own Litecoin. Would I tell you to buy Electroneum? I'm not telling you to buy Electroneum. No, absolutely not. I'm telling you to research Electroneum. I want you to look into it. I want you to see what they've created. Watch some of the videos. I have a lot of videos that explain. There's a lot of other people that have done things. Watch the videos, the interviews of Richard L. So you hear it directly from him, not some goofball like me and a crazy guy in a goofy hat mumbling at the screen. I happen to know a lot about Electroneum, a real lot. I've been with it for a long time, and I'm deeply involved as far as how it works in the mechanics. I like to think that I'm significantly abreast of the information of what's going on. But you want to hear it directly out of Richard L's mouth. You want to hear it directly out of Mr. Acuna, Oliver Acuna, who's the PR manager. You want to read their information. You want to watch Richard L's videos. You want to listen to the things that he says and what he's planning and what he is bringing and what has been brought to the table. You want to see, does this particular project, and remember, you're not buying an electronic coin. This is a company. This is not a project. This is not an open source project like normal. This is not a community coin. This is Electroneum Limited, a corporation, international corporation based out of London. They're planning to make money with this. They're not doing this for fun. Okay? You want to see what they've built. You want to see how they've protected the environment. How it's impossible to produce a 51% attack against the blockchain because it's secured. Now, to do that, some of it's centralized. It's a hybrid model. The only way to do this is to centralize parts of it. But now it's 51% attack proof. You want to see how the people that are mining it are going to non-governmental organizations. People around organizations around the world that can help others. They can mine the Electroneum, keep it working, and see how they can earn that Electroneum and choose to hold on to it, choose to pay it out. Hey, make this water delivery and then we'll give you 1,000 Electroneum because it'll have value to that person. Or they can cash in at an exchange and take the money and go buy the bottled water with it. But they're able to help NGOs so there's a value there that's being brought at the same time. You'll see how you got the protection, you got the NGOs mining it. You'll see how that they have the instant payment capabilities where you have the app, and inside the app you have the ability to mobile mine. It's cloud mining. Basically, it's an airdrop. You've got to check in once a week and continue the button, and it's simulating mining. But you earn X amount of Electroneum, and it's given to a small amount's given to them, $3 a month in the targeted areas, so that they have a sample to learn how to use it and start to share it with their friends and buy things. And stores are starting to accept it. In Uganda, we talk to Electroneum Mart all the time, and he gets more and more stores, and so people can get a haircut and do things, and they're using it because they use cell phone minutes. So, I'll give you 10 minutes, for that item there or whatever. So now they can use the Electroneum, and they can offer it to others and do things. You have the ability to instantly payment. They're talking about Lightning Network, and hopefully we'll get that working. Electroneum does that right now. You can take it, scan it, bring up your phone. I happen to have an Electroneum phone, which they make for these targeted areas. It's not a phone that you would use in the United States. It's a $59 phone, a $79 phone, but in the targeted areas it works out really well. It has the official Electroneum stuff on it, or they just put the app on their existing phone. But it's an Electroneum phone. Item, product. So they can instantly scan, beep, and pay it, and instantly the money's transferred. It's not a wish, not a dream, not maybe. It's not not like it might work, or we only have 1,000 people. No, everybody that has the app, all 3.4 million people, registered people that have it installed, can instantly pay each other. And if you're a store, you can set up yourself as a vendor. You can go onto the Electroneum website, set yourself up as a vendor, put in all your key information, and it'll send a vendor receipt. Hey, you just paid Digitspin crypto 100 ETN, and then I'll get a receipt. It exists today. Now they're upgrading it and making it better, adding more features like subscription. That's like the biggest thing. You listen to all the other YouTubers. What do they say about Bitcoin? Oh, there's no way to do subscriptions until we figured that out. It's never going to be adopted. It's already built. It's just got to be released. The instant payments in place. They're going to release the subscription model and the ability to do a refund. That's going to happen. It's already done. It's just a matter of it's coming out in the next release. If you go through and you look at these wish lists of things that people wish that the certain other coins did, Electroneum does it right now. And very few people know about it. You want to educate. The list goes on and on. It's echo. What do they say? Bitcoin's wasting all this electricity. The entire Electroneum blockchain network runs off of the electricity that would power one house. One 150 amp service can run the entire network. And that's it. Because it only has to go to these NGOs. The NGOs, you only need 50, 100 workstations, nodes, validating. Because you don't need all of that hashing power to protect the environment. The environment is 51% protected, hack-proof already. Saves electricity. It's eco-friendly. It gives to the folks that need it, the NGOs that could do well for others. Anytask.com website's coming out. They're in beta testing right now. It's been built. They're, I'm sure, ironing out the kinks, the bugs, getting more people. They had their first beta test run. In January, they're gonna run a second beta test run. This will give people. What's the biggest problem? Guys in Chile, or and he wants to earn. Hey, I can do this. I can take photographs. This guy's paying $5 American US dollars for a photograph. I have a good phone. I can take a picture of a cave entrance, or of a wild animal, or whatever it is, a toucan in the jungle. I can get pictures for him, and I can earn $5. But the problem is, you could go to those Fiverr sites and everything. They say, input your bank account here so we can send you the money. And he goes, I don't have a bank account. You think they cost too much? I only make $80 a month. And the bank wants $10 a month to maintain it. Why would I give $10 to the bank? I can't afford that. They have no way to get paid. Electroneum solves that. They go to the Anytask website, and the guy in Chile puts up there, I can take pictures of toucans. $5. Now I look at that and I say, hey, I could use that. I can turn that into a poster, or I can make it into a cardboard cutout. And I want to pay that guy $5. I can go on there, I can place my order, I pay for it with a credit card. They add tax and $3 for the credit card fee, whatever it is. I pay $8, $7.95. Still a bargain for me. The guy goes out, takes his pictures. He says, hey, I got your pictures. He closes the deal. He sends them to me. I take a look at it. I say, that's perfect. It's the right size. It's the right megapixel. I approve it. The guy shakes my hand electronically and says, that's great. He gets paid in Electroneum. Well, he's got his phone. He's got the Electroneum app already installed. And Electroneum is instantly sent over to his account on his phone. And now he has some value. He doesn't need the bank. He doesn't have to pay that $10 every month. The money sitting there, the value, I don't want to say money, I want to say the value is sitting there right on the phone. He now has value. And now all these people have Electroneum, and they start going around and they start saying, hey, I want to get a haircut. Can I pay you in Electroneum? And the vendor goes, what's that? And he sets him up, gives him his referral code, so that when the vendor starts to mine, he makes a little extra. And now that vendor says, sure, I'll take that. And they accept it. And he instantly pays them. Boop, boop. No waiting, no fuss, no muss. It comes over in a second. In a second. Now, let's say there's no vendors. Electroneum is setting up top-ups. Those countries that they're targeting, they have it set up so that they can pay their phone bill. Unlike the United States, where we usually buy contracts, in these countries, they pay per minute. They buy a block of 20 meg of data, maybe 60 minutes of talk time. Cost them $3.99 US, or whatever that they're using there, seashells or whatever they use for money there. They can top off and buy for 100 ETN, 300 ETN, I could buy 20 gigabytes of data, and they top it off and they use their ETN. So they have a place to spend it. And there's altcointopups.com that lets you spend it in any country. You can top off a phone in the world. Just about any country in the world. Now the one that Electroneum does, that's built into the phone, it's easier because it's built right into the app. You don't have to go to a website. And it's a little cheaper. When you go through the altcoin top-ups, obviously there's a middleman in there. But you can do it. So now you have a way to earn. You have a way to spend. You have a way to receive value. You have all this right in your phone now. This isn't maybe, right now. This can be done. The blockchain is decentralized with permission nodes. Electroneum has to approve the NGO. Just make sure that nobody just opens up an NGO and says, I'm an NGO, and then start collecting Electroneum. They have to approve the NGO. So the mining rewards goes to those that need it. It's energy friendly. Doesn't take up a whole lot of energy to run it. If you go down that list of you go through all these YouTubers and they start laying out lists of stuff that they wish Bitcoin did, Electroneum does it. What I recommend, Dave, is that you go and listen to the videos. You listen to the words coming out of Richard Elz's mouth. I find him to be a stand-up guy. You'll make your own decision whether you think he is. Listen to what he has to say. Look at what's available. And I'm not telling you selling your Litecoin is the right answer. That may be valuable to you. I'm not telling you anything. What I'm telling you is that look into Electroneum, see what they're doing, and then you can use it to compare against what you would plan to invest. Because once you see what Electroneum does, then you look at another coin and you go, okay, how is this coin being used? Well, it's not. How are they transmitting the funds back and forth? Just through exchanges or just through a wallet on the screen? That ain't going anywhere. You start comparing these other coins to what Electroneum does right now, right this second, right this minute, today. You're going to go, why am I putting money into this? Because I see what Electroneum is worth and they have all of this functionality. How can this coin be worth more when it doesn't do a tenth of what Electroneum's doing today? And then you may think about it and you may say, you know what? When I go forward, I'm going to keep my Litecoin, but maybe I'm going to add a little bit of Electroneum to my collection, and let's see how this turns out also. And you pay attention about it and you see if there's value there for you. I never tell people what you should buy and what you should sell because it's different for everybody, and I'm not a licensed financial advisor. I'm just a goofy guy in a square hat, so don't pretend that I am. But what I will tell you is pay attention to what these coins do. See what they've produced. See what happens and what's going on right this moment. See what's being released. Listen to the CEOs of the company. Are they acting like children fighting with other coins? Or are they acting like a professional global business like Richard Ells is? Like Chris Gorman is? Like Oliver Acuna is? These are guys, top in their industries. These are knights of the British Empire. Order of the British Empire. The doctorates, and these are quality individuals, followed up with Richard. So I have a lot of trust in the professionalism of the executive team of this corporation. And basically, I personally have bought some Electroneum, which is the fuel for the Electroneum system, because eventually this payment system is going to be like a PayPal. You can use cash, credit card, PayPal, or Electroneum, and you'll be able to use the quick app and on a soda machine and wherever you go, and you'll be able to add this functionality. And it's going to start off in the areas that need it most. Probably not so much in the Western world, though we'll have to see. Richard came out and he was talking about that he has such a big partnership that he's been working on that he would wish that he could say exactly what it is, but he can't. They've been working on it for over a year. But one of the other, if you listen to all his videos, he was talking about it being with a national bank, which means that it would be an approved currency for a country. Now, I'm sure this is going to take some more time. It could take to the end of the next year or the mid-year or what have you. I don't think this is going to happen first quarter. But 2020, I think is their next time frame that they said, that between Oliver and Richard, they've led me to believe that they're hoping to get this done in 2020. And it's going to be significant. if you're the first if it is what I think it is, and it's, you're one of the first cryptocurrencies to be officially recognized by a national state bank as an official currency, that's pretty big. Because that's never happened with anybody. And depending on the country, it could have a direct impact of whether it's accepted elsewhere. And you know why it's being accepted? Because Electroneum was the first one to create a hybrid environment where they have everybody KYC and AML compliant already. If you start mining, you go to your app store or your Apple store, and you can download the Electroneum app, and you can start mining and earn. You don't even have to buy Electroneum. You can just start mobile mining it. But if you want to be able to move your coins, more than 50 of them or something like that, you've got to get, European standard. Europeans has their standard for AML and KYC. You have to provide, proof of who you are, just like you would if you had a bank account. And a lot of people are like, well, that's not what cryptocurrency is all about. But the fact of the matter is that there's no company or bank on planet Earth that's going to interact with you if you're not AML or KYC compliant. And all these coins, they whine and bitch and complain that they can't get mass adoption, or that none of these companies want to interact with them. It's because they ain't going to touch it with a 10-foot pole. They don't know where the money's coming from. They're not going to take the liability and the responsibility of being accidentally laundering funds. Electroneum they've had this in place for 9 months, a year now. Everybody that's on there is already KYC compliant. They can integrate right into a bank because it's already compliant. They've got the background information. They know the customer. They can assure the bank, whoever's going to be accepting this Electroneum, that this is Dino Digitspin. He's provided documentation to show that he has a job or where his income comes from. And these are valid and truthful transactions. Because no government is going to let this happen. They're not going to let money go in and out of their countries without knowing where it's coming from. And all these crypto people can whine, complain, and bitch and moan about KYC AML. And they can leave their coins in a little pile and trade them like marbles with their best friends. But if they want everybody on the planet to start using their cryptocurrency, they're going to have to be AML and KYC compliant, whether they like it or not. And you know this to be true. Electroneum was the first to get it done, and it's already in place, working, and it's being done right now. And if you like to mine coins, or you want to buy them on an exchange and send them to a CLI wallet, you can do that. You don't have to have those KYC'd. You can move them back and forth to exchange. If you want to be the techno wizard, you can keep it outside of the KYC, AML. But if you're going to move them to your mobile miner wallet, so you can take advantage of instant payments, receipts, transactions, and all that other good stuff, if you want to use the special features, you got to be inside the KYC ring, inside the fence, and you're going to have to get it done. And whether they like it or not, you're doing it on exchanges anyway. You're going to give the exchange your driver's license and information, then what's the big deal giving it to Electroneum? It's the same thing. They'll make up a bunch of baloney for nothing. And you know what? They're going to be sitting there whining and complaining that they don't want to do KYC, and they're going to be trading their marbles with their best buddies, and that's it. Because nobody else is going to touch it, no government's going to let it happen. Again, Electroneum, way ahead of where everybody else is. Everybody else is still whining and complaining about it. They've already accomplished it, set it in place, and it's working. Because they know better. They know if you want to interact, if you truly want the 99%, of the rest of the world to use it, it's got to plug into the existing systems. And they made that happen. Go research it for yourself, Dave. And there's a lot of information in there. You asked me a really hot topic question, and I wanted to be truthful and full and give you some initiative to look into it. So now you can go decide whether or not you think you should buy some Electroneum. Look into it for yourself. Don't take my word for it. I can only tell you what the known facts that are present. You need to evaluate it if that has value to you. And good night. Captain Kangaroo.